All right then, here I am. 4 long years since my last YouTube video. I'd said on Flying Pig United's stream that I was so honored to be a guest on, that I would upload a video by September 11th if I got a certain amount of likes. And or subscribers, excuse me. And I got them. So I'm doing this now. And if I get some people watching it and it's fun, I might do another one. I actually wanted to go live, but it won't let me yet. It says 24 hours, and I'm just concerned that I won't have enough time today to do it if I don't do it now. So, Keysjang, this is all professional stuff, just so you know. I'll keep this video pretty short, no longer than 10 minutes. I'll just kind of talk about what I want to talk about and see if anyone kind of jives with it. If you like what I talk about, agree, disagree, learn something, subscribe, and then you can hear more of the stuff. Watch it, subscribe it, like the video, we'll keep rocking and rolling from there. I will go live, and then those will be 20-30 minute videos. I'm not going to ever be doing hour-long videos if I do continue to do this. It's just not going to happen, is it, you know, with my schedule and stuff like that? But that's cool. Maybe these little pieces of information, these small videos, will be good. I want to talk about England. There's England in the middle of internationals right now. Breaking news, by the way, Paul Pogba got tested positive for testosterone. So not a surprise, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, just he's essentially become a walking, talking disaster, hasn't he? So bad at United. But anyway, I digress. Maybe I'll talk about that after I actually talk about the topic I want to talk about. So England internationals, obviously we drew against Ukraine on Saturday. There was a little bit of a negative response, I think, just because people are getting a bit fed up of Southgate and Southgate FC, picking players like Maguire and Henderson. I understand that, to be honest with you. They've never let him down. Maguire is not going to play in next year's Euros, I don't think, no matter what. I think he's a steady pair of hands right now. He'll be in the squad no matter what, but I don't think he'll start. I think once Stones gets back, and maybe they'll play Levo Colwill next to him, they go to a free, maybe Maguire will play. In a low block, he's an outstanding defender. In a team that presses, he's a liability. It's just as simple as that, really. I've got nothing against Harry Maguire. I think he's conducted himself okay for Man United. I've never felt like he's been letting the team down, but he's just probably shouldn't be in the England team when he's not playing for his club. Henderson going to a third-rate league. I don't care if they've bought 20 players and given them you know, a big bag of money. It's still a third-grade league. And play him. He won't probably start in the Euros next year with the options we've got, nor should he. I mean, when you think if Trent plays in midfield, if you've got Conor Gallagher, James Maddison can play, Mason Mount can play. There's too many players for Henderson to be in. Henderson's an experienced player. I always thought his leadership skills from afar, and again, I've never been in a dressing room with him, obviously, have slightly been exaggerated, slightly. I think in today's age, it's easy to kind of point to a leader anyway. You know, just because there aren't many about, to be honest. I mean, you can go through Manchester United's dressing room right now, and it was like, okay, who's going to be the captain? How many leaders do we have? Maybe we have 2 or 3. It's mad. But back to England. Obviously, Harry Kane's the captain there, and we played 4-3-3. Walker right back, Chilwell left back, Pickford goal, Gay, Maguire centre backs. Then you had Declan Rice, Bellingham, Henderson, and then you had Kane with Saka, who's a terrific player. I wish he played for Man United, and my boy James Maddison. They didn't click at all. To be fair, we had 71% of the possession. We're away against Ukraine with a very partisan crowd. Obviously, this is huge for their country. Everything, the turmoil their country's been through, the support they would have garnered from that. It was a very tough place to play. On the face of it, a draw is not a bad result. We're still well on course for qualifying for the Euros. And honestly, the game was a little bit... Ukraine scored, we got a goal back, we kept a lot of possession, we played a lot of backwards and sideways balls. What we didn't have is any fluidity between midfield and the forward line, and that's kind of typical of the way Southgate plays. We're quite rigid even now. We're still kind of the underdogs. He plays us that way. even against bigger teams. And it's kind of like, it's almost like watching Manchester United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where we do rely on individual pieces of brilliance to get us through a lot of games, like Kane's ball to Walker. There was no interchange really. I think that's what's nice about having Alexander-Arnold in midfield. Although he's a defensive liability, just like he is when he's right back, some of his passing is just sensational. But I mean, we were very rigid, no fluidity. The forwards didn't, garner any help. Saka likes to play wide. Maddison's not a player that runs over the top, but I don't know why he didn't start Rashford, because with Kane dropping deep, the diagonal runs from Rashford from the left into them spaces between fullback and centre-back would have been a killer for us. And we just didn't do that. And by the time that he brought Rashford on, Ukraine was sat so far back, happy with a draw. Rashford was just getting the ball and having to take one or two men on to do anything. Really what we needed is during that first half, we would have had several opportunities, Kane to drop deep, and just a visual cue for Rashford to go in between the full-back and the centre-back, and that would have been there. And Maddison's just not that type of player, which is fine. So we wanted to break them down. Maybe we thought they'd just, sit back, and we'd rather Maddison kind of thread balls in. But the problem you got then, okay, so Maddison's threading the ball to who? Kane's not a number 9 anymore. He's not a player that's going to go in behind the defence. He can and he will at times, but that's going to be 2 or 3 different times. He drops deep, gets in the box. He does 2 jobs in one. He's a 9 and a 10. He's a 9.5, but he's not going to be that player. He's not going to be your Haaland going for on goal that he can thread the ball through to. So I just think Southgate was a bit naive, like he kind of can be, and is. Naive is probably not the right word, just not astute enough tactically. So essentially 1-1, not a bad result. We'll qualify for the Euros. We've got Scotland tomorrow, which will be a very interesting game. I might even do a reaction to that. I was going to talk about that game, but I think I'll just do a reaction. We'll probably see a few kids fizzing, to put some fizz in there. And I think that hopefully it's a really good game, because Scotland have not lost in like 11 qualifiers. I know some of the teams have been a bit dodgy, but they beat Spain, they beat Norway. Scotland are a real team together, and in a game like this they'll be really up for it. And if we're not, we could be embarrassed by the Scots for sure. I think England are now training at Ibrox, so I'm assuming that's in Scotland. I don't know, to be honest with you, but I'm assuming it is. And that'll be a really interesting game. I'm really looking for. I'm actually going specifically to watch that tomorrow, so that'll be a really good time. But ultimately, as far as Southgate goes, unless he stumbles above, kind of into a winning team, which has happened for England before, where a couple of injuries or a couple of these things, we just stumble into kind of a winning side. He's spoiled for choices. We've got Grealish, we've got Foden, we've got Rashford, we've got Saka, we've got Maddison. I'm missing 1 or 2 there that are top players that are wingers, essentially. I don't know why he won't play Foden as a 10. I think Foden's been remarkable for City there, and then you've got Kane up front. And I think with Kane and with them players I've just talked about, if Kane did ever get injured, we have enough. I know there's Calvert-Lewin and there's the boy from Newcastle that, that they're decent and serviceable strikers, but I think we have enough. I'm more concerned with our midfield, to be honest with you, because Bellingham's doing a different job now for Real Madrid than he has been. He's a bit more advanced for Madrid, whereas he was purely box-to-box before. So I felt like he was kind of lost between, okay, what have I done for England before? What have I doing for Madrid now? What is he asking me to do? Am I a 10? Am I a 8? What's the deal here? So that's a bit of concern. I think Rice and Bellingham in there, though, is going to be terrific. If we, it could. I think the problem with England, and this is why we're going to fail in the Euros, we won't win. We'll do all right, but I think the issue with England is going to be that we're going to pick, either Southgate FC, where he's picking players that he can trust, which I kind of understand from his point of view, or he'll just play best player in best position or form player in form position. We never think about the best team, okay? With all them players I just mentioned, there's a team there, right? Maybe, and we've done this for England since I was born. We went through 2 decades of picking the strongest 11, which didn't make the best team. And you've got to have that fluidity. And we're so deep now with players. There's no reason that you can't try and play the better team. But it's going to come with style of play and formation. Now, what style of play do England play? Depends, right? What formation do we play? He's stuck with either plays 5 at the back, he'll play like a 5-2-3, or he'll play a 4-3-3. That's his 2 formations. Drastically different styles of play. And okay, we've done all right with that, but I think he need to find the chemistry of a team, a style of play. Find a style of play he thinks is best suited for England. Then you can go culturally off that as well. Then find the players that fit that and come up with the best team. He won't do that. And he'll be playing a form and he'll do fine, because he's a fine manager and he's a fine man, but he's not gonna play anyway. If second we come against someone that as good as us, will lose, just like every other time. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I wanted to keep this short so you can just listen to this while you're driving home, on the bus, or brushing your teeth, basically. So like I said, like and subscribe, and if some people watch it, I'll make another one. If not, then I'll just guest on my brother's channel, Flying Pig United, from time to time. But I appreciate your time, and cheerio.